Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me today, and as always, my good buddy Rob.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. You want to know how it's going, Ryan?
I want to know how it's going.
I'm going to show you how it's going.
Okay, show me how it's going.
Here we go. Are you ready for this?
Oh.
Don't you put it in your mouth, don't you put it in your mouth, don't you stuff it in your face, don't you stuff it in your face, though it might look good to eat, though it might look good to eat, and it might look good to taste, and it might look good to taste. You could get sick, ick, real quick, ick.
All right.
Oh, thank you. That'll be in my head for the next, 5 days.
No problem.
I mean, it's been bouncing around in there the last 30 years.
Yep.
As it is.
So my kids had asked me, Dad, how was life before the internet? And this is the first thing I thought of, because back in the very early 1990s, that was on every Canadian TV channel.
Yeah.
It's a public service announcement. Yeah.
I'll put it in your mouth. That should have been more directed at like college kids or the bar scene.
Mm-hmm. Don't you drink, your own men drink. Oh.
Oh boy. Well, Rob, this is episode 90.
Hey.
We're just chugging along. We're gonna be at 100 in no time.
That's right.
Just a little bit of housekeeping. We did a Grumpy Old Gamer player profile on the weekend there. We posted it on Monday with frequent contributor to the page, Mike P. He, we sent him his questions and we had a little discussion about them. It was a good time.
He shared a little bit into his life.
He did. Just, the type of people that hang out with the Grumpy Old Gamers. We also, when we were done that, we streamed some of Fall Guys Season 4 there. Because, it seems to be our traditional game to stream. And
yep.
I did horribly. I was watching some of that. I watched some of that footage today. I'm like, oh man. It's just... I wanted to check it out because I wasn't actually sure how the quality ended up being afterwards. I never checked it that night because we played till, I think it was 1:45 or something, and by then we're both like, what? Oh, I'm good. One more. No, you go to sleep. I'm good.
Yeah. And it was the day before Father's Day, so we wanted to get some sleep. So
yeah, exactly.
Both being dads.
Yeah.
Dad. Just to prove I'm a dad. Ryan.
Yes.
How can you tell a dog has chewed on a tree?
I don't know, Rob. How can you tell a dog has chewed on a tree?
Its bark is rough.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
It's been a great episode. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that was a little bit of housekeeping I had. Let's just move right on into news before Rob can drop any more dad jokes on us.
Let's talk about Nintendo.
So we waited. We're like, you know what? It's going to be such a epic showing that we won't try and jam it in last week. We decided to do the episode, and we're all pretty hyped. Before we do any talking about it, though. Well, no, let's talk about it. I was going to get you to say what you thought. I was going to get you to say what you thought about it. But we'll talk about that after. Maybe people can gauge what we thought of it after the fact.
Sure. You got smart listeners.
Yeah. So it opened with, and we really should have seen this coming. but a Smash Brothers Ultimate announcement.
It was so crazy. No one saw it coming.
That they were going to be adding a Tekken character, or that there's going to be a Super Smash Brothers
Oh
Ultimate
yeah,
character.
it seems to be kind of a tradition now, right? It's like, I kind of wonder how many more directs they're going to do that, where it's you know they're kind of running out of people.
Well, so apparently I was reading a summary, and I guess there's only one more that they're
Oh,
slated to announce.
okay.
Because I guess it was they added another hero pack
Hmm.
beyond the
Okay.
two that were supposed to happen, and this is like the third one. And there's apparently only one more hero to announce.
Well, there can only be one they could announce, Ryan.
Who's that?
Angry Bird Han Solo.
Heck yeah.
He's the hero we need.
That's what they need in there. We need some Angry Birds in there.
Exactly, right?
They would do amazing. So things unfolded after that. So probably the biggest announcement that ended up coming out of this is Metroid Dread,
Yes.
which looks great.
Mhm.
It's not the Metroid news most people wanted. They did say I was so confused when they started up this trailer because they're like Metroid 5. I'm like, Metroid 5? What happened to 4? Aren't you guys working on 4?
Right. Right.
What's going on here? And then the title came up, Metroid Dread, and it's
Mhm.
it's a 2D side scroller,
Mhm.
done by the same group that did the Samus Returns on the 3DS there,
Mhm.
and looks like they incorporated a lot of the same things that they did from the 3DS. So
Mhm.
it looks pretty amazing.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of excitement about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a Metroid guy myself, but considering like Metroid 4 was 2003, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I guess Dread was a game that was on again, off again, on again, off again.
Yeah, it was apparently announced for the DS initially. Yeah. So
Yeah,
really on again, off again.
yeah. So it's had about 19 years to season. So
Yeah.
let's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, it's good. It caught everyone. It caught a lot of people by surprise. You know.
It did.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
There had been rumblings. I had seen some rumblings in some rumors I've been reading and whatnot about a 2D Metroid coming to the Switch,
Mhm.
But everyone was assuming it was a port
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the 3DS game. It was not.
It was not.
What other big stuff? They had some footage from they're calling it Breath of the Wild 2, and it's already they were questioned after the direct, and they said, yeah, that's not going to be the name of it. We don't want to give anything away.
Mhm.
Looks like this one's going to be focusing a lot more on the air. Like there's going to be a lot more flying stuff, and they're up in the clouds and whatnot. Also, they showed a couple of cool new abilities. Like I'm assuming that you do with your Shake a Slate, but one of them was like backwards dripping, and like he like went back up through a puddle through some rock in the trailer. I was like, oh, that's kind of trippy.
Yeah, you bet.
So they also announced a new WarioWare game, which the only WarioWare I've really played is Smooth Moves on the Wii, and that thing was a blast.
Yeah.
I played a bit of one of his GBA titles, and it was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably give it a try one day.
Yeah, it's they're always unique, right? That's
Next up, they announced Mario Party Superstars. It's going to be a collection of 100 mini games and 5 game boards from previous Mario Party titles. And apparently 4 of those game boards are from the N64 era.
Yeah, I'd heard that they were focusing really heavily on that, which is great because honestly, those were the most popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
The heyday.
What else we got here? Oh, Just Dance 2022.
It's a
Yeah,
game.
boy.
It's a game you can play.
So a console exclusive they announced is going to be Cruisin' Blast.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I don't know how much they'll charge, but
So apparently it was an arcade only game from the team that did Cruisin' USA.
yeah,
Is what I read. So they're known
which
to
I
do
mean,
some decent.
those were fun.
Yeah.
You know, not an $80 game, hopefully, but they're a blast.
They showed some more footage of Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I'm skipping over some stuff here because I want to bring it up at the end.
Sure.
So if you're following the same article I am.
Yep, you betcha.
So the only thing at this direct that really surprised me and had me do a hop out of my seat and fist pump in the air, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp.
Sure. Yep.
Out of nowhere, like, like it's just like Advance Wars 1 and 2 are like two of my favorite all time games. Like I love these turn-based strategy games. They're awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I play ones and like these are the ones that I measure all other ones I try against, right? And yeah, it's a ground up reimaging and remastering of those titles. So that's pretty awesome.
That is pretty, and that kind of sums up this whole. Oh, I'll keep it till the end.
Okay.
Keep it till the end.
This one here, I saw a lot of excitement about it, but I had no idea about Danganronpa Decadence.
Danganronpa. Yep. There's
Danganronpa.
If you like Ace Phoenix, is it? Oh no, Phoenix Wright. Sorry,
Phoenix Wright. Yeah.
It's a game like that, but they're based on kids being stuck in a school, and it's kind of like a murder game, and you have to kind of I've watched an entire playthrough of the first one.
Oh, okay.
And it was one of those things where I thought, oh, I'll check it out the first time, and it's like I just kept watching because the story is very enthralling. It's long, but it just another one of those things that it's cool to have on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that's a thing that. Oh, again, saving till the end. Sorry. Carry on. What else did they announce?
Fatal Frame made in the Blackwater, which is a port of the Wii U title.
Yeah, continuing to make it less and less important to keep your Wii U powered on.
Yes. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
I'm actually excited about this.
Yeah?
Just because it's like 6 Monkey Ball games. They're all little bite-sized fun games, right? Like it's like seeing 3D, like a game I love from our childhood, Marble Madness.
Yeah.
I always thought of it like Marble Madness, but with better graphics, and you're almost in a first person, like a third person kind of view, right? So
yeah.
It's, having 6 of them all at once. I guess the first 3 are really good, and then there's other ones. But cool. You could give me all the good game collections on the Switch into my veins.
Yeah, I got some. I wasn't really introduced to Super Monkey Ball until the Wii, and then played it with the motion controls there. But yeah, some fun stuff.
It is, yeah.
I think the last thing I'll mention here is Worms Rumble. Coming this week, coming tomorrow to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
The cross-platform 32-player real-time battling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, again.
So the thing I skipped over, at one point during the direct, one of the developers comes up and he said, we've got one more thing to show you about Zelda, but that's going to be it. We have no further plans for any other Zelda titles.
What were you thinking at that time? What kind of stuff were you thinking it might have been before they showed it?
I thought it was going to be a collection.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be Zelda All-Stars.
Yeah. Would have been great.
Is honestly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That would have been a good idea.
And then they showed a Zelda Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Which
kind of like the Mario version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Except it's got Legend of Zelda and Link. What's the second one called on NES?
The Legend of Zelda 2, Adventures of Link or something like that. Link's Adventure, yeah.
And then I think it's also got the SNES game on there too, right?
No.
Oh no,
it's got the Game Boy Link's Awakening. Yeah.
Right. So, I don't know, like, I think you and I are kind of in the same boat with the Game & Watches. Like, I thought it was cool. I put a hard 2 hours into mine, and then I repackaged it, and it's just sitting on my shelf now, you know?
It's one of those things that's like, oh, cool, I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah.
And there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that with this one. No, not going to do it.
I'm going to totally buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, and do the same thing I did with the other one. Like, oh, it's cool. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Link's Awakening, great game. But I had someone point this out to me, and it's hard to play it now when you have, if you ever played that game, you have 2 buttons on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
One of them was sword, and then the other one was, so you actually had to keep switching every time you wanted to use something else. Even stuff like if you want to run, you have to run for the boot with the Pegasus boots or something. Once you have it on the Switch and you've got all the extra buttons, and you've played it that way once, going back to the Game Boy is real hard because you're spending half the game paused, changing.
Oh, you can't even do it on the fly. You got to do it on the. Oh,
you got to pause menu, go to this.
Oh my.
Unpause it. Do the hook shot. Pause it. Put on the Pegasus boots. Unpause it. Boomerang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And considering they made this game for the Game Boy at the time, it was amazing. But playing it now would be awfully hard.
So this kind of like when he said there's no further plans, and then this came up, I was like how hard would it have been? You guys literally just remastered, and by just I mean last generation, 3 Zelda titles for the Wii U. And you couldn't release a couple of those? Instead, they, or even some love for like the N64 titles.
Yeah,
right?
It's true.
Like
remaster those.
And that leads into like the whole thing. There was so many expectations for this Direct. And honestly, we did it to ourselves. We got ourselves so hyped up that, Nintendo was going to come and save E3 with their Direct.
Yep.
But it's like, how can they not give Zelda the love? Like, Zelda is the second most recognized, next to the Mario stuff, right? That's what people think of. And then maybe they start mentioning like Donkey Kong and Metroid and stuff, but it's Mario and Zelda. And they do one game. And I mean, yeah, like, I can see with I can see the ones they picked with Mario, and they were great picks because, they covered the distance between generations very well, because we have the NES and the SNES online on the Switch already, where you can play Mario 1, 2, and 3 and the Lost Levels, and then go play Super Mario and Super Mario World 2, all on your Switch already.
Yep.
So then the next progression was the N64 to get Mario 64. But yeah, there's just like the lack of love for Zelda is so disheartening.
Yep. Yep. No argument here. It was a bit of a surprise.
And I mean, there was speculation. They're going to announce the next in line of the online, and that's going to be the N64 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like nothing. It's just we can start talking about all the stuff that made us mad now because and I skipped over talking about they announced Guardians of the Galaxy coming
Mm-hmm.
to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed the trailer for that and the graphics, I was like, there's no way this is running on the current Switch
Mm-hmm.
in the trailer that they showed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
did you look at the bottom? Like some people actually zoomed the bottom of the trailer there.
Yeah.
Where it's
said,
streaming.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It said so it's going to be like control. Like they said, constant internet usage required at the bottom of the Switch version.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because we had both talked about that, like, oh well, that's got to be playing on like a Switch Pro or a Switch Next hardware. No, it's streaming.
It'll be streaming well, and then that opens up a whole bunch of other doors, right?
Sure does.
But the biggest disappointment is, leading up to E3, and we're a week after now. There's no news of the new Switch.
They're bound and determined that we'll present it when we're ready. You will know when we want you to.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, man. Like, just unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was reported by Forbes. Forbes, like not somebody's random blog, but like one of the actual money magazines of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like not some backwater.
It wasn't like we broke the story.
Yeah, we didn't break the story. Not some couple Canadian boys sitting in their basements.
Yep.
Saying that it's being produced.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we don't know.
Yeah.
What is the Switch Pro you talk about? I don't know why they're Russian, but
what is the Switch Pro you talk about?
No.
Mother Russia does not acknowledge the Switch Pro.
We do not acknowledge the Switch Pro.
So, overall, the lowlights far outweighed the highlights for me at the Nintendo presentation. The Advance Wars thing, the only thing that excited me. And then so all this stuff showed up on the Switch store already.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's you can pre-order it. Get your pre-orders in.
Got to get the pre-orders in.
All of those
no way
games,
to digitally buy it the day of.
Yeah. All of these games are $80. And after the splendid showing of Xbox at E3, like that's just a harder and harder pill to swallow.
Yep.
Shelling out $80 for a game.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part is all this first-party Nintendo stuff, you can't even say, I'll wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
Because I don't have that many years left, Rob. To wait for this stuff to go on a sale that I would accept.
Yeah. You can go into an EB Games and maybe get a physical copy for $3 off.
Yeah. So, I want to play this stuff, and yeah.
Honestly, anything in this list that says also for Xbox, just gonna hold out for Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like Super Monkey Ball is gonna come to Xbox. Fatal Frame coming to Xbox. The Life is Strange compilation, Xbox. It has a good selection, right? So
absolutely. So, yeah. Overall, I was disappointed. I think you fell into that boat too, but I won't put words in your mouth. How dare you?
if I thought about this because that was my first reaction was like, Nintendo. If I remove all of the expectations that I put on it and just kind of looked at the list of games, like let's say it was nowhere near E3 and they're like, hey, we're coming out with Advance Wars, we're coming out with Super Monkey Ball, here's some Breath of the Wild stuff. I'd be a lot less, I'd be like, oh, that was a neat direct.
Yeah.
You know, WarioWare, cool. New Metroid game, well, that's neat. Haven't seen Metroid in a while.
Yeah.
But because it was E3, you're like, E3 gets things in your head for like explosions and I mean, then you have like Microsoft.
I put on 2 extra pairs of socks, Rob, because I wanted my socks knocked off.
Yeah. And you get Microsoft comes out there and they're like, this game, and like some of them like Contraband. You're like, it's a 2-player co-op game in an open world, and we're like, and they're like, see you later.
Yeah.
So a good debate sometime or a good talk would be like, do you as a gamer prefer to know the second a game is like, oh, Contraband's coming out? Or do you want to hear like the like where a Bethesda or someone's like, it's coming out in 4 months, and they actually have something to show you? It's because they, both have advantages and disadvantages, but as a game company, I don't know where I would sit, right? Like Everwild is a game they showed at the last E3 or last Xbox. We still know nothing about that game.
Well, besides the amount people were inquiring about it, and Xbox had a follow-up that they've gone back to the drawing board on the game.
Yeah. So now there's nothing to know.
Yeah, they've completely wiped whatever was in there before. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just to wrap up our, I read an article here that Nintendo's share price has actually dropped 6%.
Yeah, I saw you were saying that. That's funny.
Following the direct.
Yeah, I think not saying anything about the Switch Pro when there are just so many people waiting for it, that was a mistake.
I mean, okay, well, I'll put my Optimus pants on, but I mean, they did say that it was a show strictly based on software,
and nobody.
We were like, yeah, okay, wink, wink.
Yeah. The Nintendo Switch is starting to become the piece of hardware that it's like, how much more can you push out of it, right? It's like that old PC you have where the fans are ramping up and the smoke is coming out the back, and if it makes a certain noise, you just kind of bang it to keep it going, right? Like, people are ready. Give them what they want, Nintendo.
So I'll go up in a little segue here.
Why not?
Why not? So I got my hands on the Switch, a Switch controller made by Power A, and it's their Pro controller. And I'm writing up a review on it. And as a little preview to whoever's watching the show here, this thing is awesome. But I'm like, I could think of 30 other games I could play on my Xbox or PS5 or even PC that I would utilize this controller with, because it's got the back paddles and and all these things. But I'm like, what am I going to play on the Switch with it? know?
It's true.
So, yeah. So, just to wrap up our E3 coverage,
Meh.
What was your favorite game shown, or the thing that got you the most hyped out of E3, do you think?
Out of E3, like overall?
Yeah. Out of all the presentations you saw.
You know what? Seeing a sequel to Rabbids was pretty Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that.
That was a pretty good reveal.
Yeah, you bet. Looks amazing. We both really loved the previous game there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, it's got to be Forza Horizon 5.
Oh yeah, that looked pretty good too.
That was an actual thing where the 3 pairs of socks I had on, I didn't have any socks left
Poof.
by the end of watching that.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm hyped and can't wait for.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to be free.
Yep.
Just download it right to my PC when the day it comes out,
Mm-hmm.
because I have Game Pass.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you and I were talking about that might be
Yeah.
one game where we actually go get the digital or the physical deluxe super duper.
yeah, because but if I didn't want to,
Yep.
I could just go and
Straight to Game Pass. Yeah.
look
pretty good. The one thing, my biggest disappointment out of E3, I wish they talked another 2 hours about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I was like, boy, I feel like this 45-minute demo playthrough has been. I just could have used more Ubisoft. Or Square Enix, sorry,
Square
not
Enix.
Ubisoft. Yeah.
And then they rounded it out with more mobile games. So.
Yeah. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, that was a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a lot.
Apparently you guys are familiar with the term all your eggs in one basket.
And we're doing some other stuff, including what I've heard a lot of people refer to as, and I enjoy this, Final Fantasy USA.
Final Fantasy USA.
Which is the Dark Souls one.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like, it's got like, the protagonists are like John and Hank and Leroy or something. And it's like, we're going to crush your head. Going to fight chaos. Let's go get chaos.
Kill lots of stuff.
America.
That's okay. I hadn't heard that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Best part of that was that demo launched and nobody could play it first day because it didn't work.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It took a day and a patch of the demo to make it launch.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So stay tuned to the next Cyberpunk 2077, perhaps. But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So somehow in the midst of all this, maybe right before E3, no, it would have been after, because this was so right after E3, maybe it was during the Treehouse or something. Nintendo announced Pokemon Unite is coming to the Switch in July.
Okay.
And it's a Pokemon MOBA. So it's like a tactical strategy game.
Really? How did I miss this? Was this in the Treehouse, or it was like a week after? Or
it yeah, I don't see where it got actually announced, but
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, it's kind of out of left field, and I watched the video. It's a MOBA. Like, you get your hero that you pick, your Pokemon, and then you have your other minion Pokemons that are constantly moving towards like a middle battleground. And then, so the other part that was interesting about this is that it's launching on mobile in September.
Yeah, available for Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Be good.
So, yeah, that's a MOBA coming. A Pokemon MOBA.
Yeah.
But if it's free or if there's a demo,
totally going to be free to play.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no way it won't be.
Yeah, I guess if it's coming to mobile, right?
Yeah. You'll be able to buy bonuses for your Pokemons. Oh, the Pokies.
So this the next one here reminds me that I wanted to congratulate you, to welcome you to the Next Gen Club.
Yep, I got an Atari 5200.
52. Yeah, boy. Oh, you got your hands on a Series S there, so you're in the current gen.
Yep, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I guess that's current gen. It's
Playing all my old stuff on it because there's nothing
That's
new to
right.
play on it.
Man, does it play 360 games really well. I
Where-
guess it doesn't, because you'd have to download them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I think that you got more on this in our what we've been playing too. I think you have some anecdotes about it, but I thought this is a good point because also this week Xbox announced they're reopening their design lab,
Right.
which is where you
Right.
can create your own customized Xbox controller with all the colors you want, and you can even get like laser etching on it, or yeah. So that's crazy, right?
It is. It is.
Do you have any inkling to do anything like that?
No.
Not at all.
I can't afford fancy stuff like that. The Series S was already a mistake. It's like, oh, I'm going to play new games like the ones I own.
What else we got here? Oh yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 returned to the PlayStation Store this week.
Yeah, after more than 180 days off.
So five-ish months, hey? Like, oof. That's a lot of missed out revenue. And apparently, I didn't check it out myself, but apparently there is a disclaimer on it that they are recommending you don't play it on a base PS4.
Yep, until CD Projekt Red fixes some more issues. I don't think at this point that's a thing.
Yeah.
At this point, are they patching anymore? I don't know.
No, they are. They put out a huge patch. I think I reported on it last week.
Okay.
Or maybe the week before that there was a huge patch coming in preparation for this happening. So
okay.
I guess it was just yesterday, June 21st, was the relisting date.
Yep. CD Projekt Red said in a tweet that PlayStation 4 users may continue to experience some performance issues with that version, calling the PlayStation 4 Pro and 5 versions of the game the best experiences on PlayStation. So if you have a Ford, don't do it.
You know what's kind of weird about it? Like, I know they're doing all these stability fixes and stuff, but I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been a PS5 patch or a Series X patch yet. On, like, when you're playing these versions, it's still the previous console versions, just on the better hardware.
Right. I have heard that, yeah.
So, and I don't think anything's been announced besides if they're working on it.
Don't worry about it. You pay us now for the game.
Yeah,
we'll make it playable soon.
We'll fix it eventually. Do you want to take this next one? I think you did a little more reading on it than I did.
Yeah, this one was funny. With all the talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, people forget the other Square Enix Marvel game, Avengers, because it kind of came and went. They did announce some Wakanda updates and stuff like that. They're like trying to suck people back in, but why they're in the news is the people discovered when you after the update, I guess they had an update to have a showdown between the cosmic cube-powered scientist Rappaccini and the Earth's mightiest heroes. So I guess what happens is as you're playing the game, and streamers have found out about this, a little box with your IP information and username starts to bounce around on the screen. Which, yeah, the internet's a horrible place, and there's all sorts of bad people out there who would love nothing more than to know your IP address to do bad things to you. And, yeah.
DDoS attacks or
all sorts of not nice things.
Yeah.
And they found that even if you tried to put an overlay over it, the floating string of text is actually going to bounce around like one of those DVD screensavers, that used to have in offices where it's like Boing, 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 boing. So you can't
Yeah.
even really block it out.
Well, it's so it doesn't burn in on your screen, Rob.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Crystal Dynamics is aware of the issue, urged players not to stream it until it's resolved. Evidently, that's happening like right away. Because, yeah.
You know, I had this little urge to load that game up again and maybe take another run at it when I heard like this Wakanda content that's coming out is going to be free, and I'm like, oh, cool, kind of a big update. I'll see what's happening. Yeah, interest meter dipped right back to zero.
Yeah, because any quality tester in a company, you think would have pointed that out pretty quick. Been like, hey, so you guys mean to do that? Because that's kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, you'd think someone tests these patches before they come out.
I'm not a fancy game developer, but
you might have one or two people on your staff at a giant company like
whose like job is to be like, so do you guys notice that? And they're like, we already shipped it.
Too late.
Too late. We've already bought all this cocaine. It is not going to snort itself.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Just put some tape on your screen. Oh,
yeah.
Freaking tech guys.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Crystal Dynamics. 2 big thumbs up there.
Yep.
So the last bit of news we have is AMD is launching FSR to battle NVIDIA's DLSS.
Yep.
And FSR stands for Fidelity FX Super Resolution.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Sounds super.
Initial reports on it though is that it doesn't quite compare yet to DLSS. But something that's kind of cool about it is that it's open source.
Yep.
It's not tied to AMD cards. So you could actually run it on an NVIDIA.
Yep.
Where NVIDIA is strictly proprietary.
And to AMD's credit, they're actually saying repeatedly, this is not competing with DLSS. That's not what we're going for. It's like, it's something that's there. It's cool. Here it is.
Yeah.
It's not DLSS. But it does a lot of good things that DLSS can, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Make the games look better. Perform better, I guess.
Perform better, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently there is a big, not big, or just, apparently there's a... Massive. Apparently there's a good report on Digital Foundry about this. So
there you go.
I'm going to go check that out because I like their stuff. They do some really good stuff. If you haven't checked out Digital Foundry, you should. If you want to know the nuts and bolts of video games, especially fidelity wise.
Yeah. Or Fidelity Super Wise.
There you go. Fidelity FX.
Fidelity FX. It's like 3D FX back in the day. That was a big deal.
It really was.
Oh, yeah. You have a video card tied to your video card.
All right.
All right.
Well, I think that's all we got for news. I mean, that's enough.
It's a lot of news.
We'll get into a little of what we've been playing. So I've got a bit of a list. I'm not going to lie, because we haven't talked about what we've been playing in 3 weeks here.
That's right.
So do you want me to go first?
Sure.
I'll try and make it quick because I got just some quick summaries of stuff. That's quite the chair creak.
It was I just hit the shift in the chair there. Apologize, folks.
So the first game up is Noita. a game called Noita. So I've read some reviews and heard some podcasters talking about it and watched a trailer, and all these things made it look like I'm gonna love this game because it's a roguelike dungeon crawler, and you're constantly working your way down into this dungeon. It's got some cool like pixel art, like what's the word? Voxels. It's got the it's very like everything is destructible. Like you can totally destroy your entire environment, and like you watch the trailer and it looks super cool. Yeah, I took about 3 runs at this game, and it's just not jiving with me. It's got a lot to do with the control scheme. And I've tried both. I tried using a controller and the mouse and keyboard. And it's kind of disappointing because it looked like it'd be something that's just, it's highly rated and everything. It just did not...
didn't float your boat.
Did not float my boat. The problem is use WASD, and it's 2D side-scrolling. Okay. And then you you shoot in the direction with your mouse.
Pew pew.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of disappointed. But the next game redeems everything.
Right.
I finally I almost fell into this with Noita. Like you just hear so many good things about a game. And I just kept putting off playing it because I'm like, it's going to be good. It's going to consume me. I got some other stuff I want to play.
Right.
But I finally fired up Hades on the Nintendo Switch.
And hated it.
No, this game is...
That's totally where you should have gone with after that big lead-in.
Yeah,
this is the stupidest game I ever did
This
play.
is the dumbest game I've ever tried.
How could anyone like this game?
Yeah, this game is pretty awesome, Rob.
Yeah.
It's close because right now my learning curve is like this, like just for the people on the audio portion, I'm pointing straight up. I've got a 90-degree learning curve right now, and maybe you know what? I played it quite a bit. I'm going to say like 87 degree learning curve right now.
Oh, good. Yeah, not quite. But...
not quite the 90. And yeah, it's great. Like the voice acting on the Switch, it's really nice and smooth. Like a lot of love put into this game. You can tell a lot of great detail. I've enjoyed the action immensely. So I liked it so much that in the big Epic Store sale, that was on a couple weeks ago, like to coincide with E3, with the sale and the coupons that they were giving out, I think I paid $8 for it, and I bought it on PC as well.
Right.
Because you can sync the save files.
Sure can.
So my only nit is getting your Switch to sync is not easy.
Oh.
No, it is not easy. Partially because one part of it is because I have two-tiered authentication turned on the on my Epic Store account, and somehow entering the numbers, like once you figure it out, it's really not intuitive at all to enter the code that they send to you because you're logging in. Because you have to log in multiple times because I can't figure out how to get the Switch to remember the account. So basically what's happening now is I logged in like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. So basically now what I've done, if I think I'm going to go play it on the PC, I'll log in and do a sync. And then it's here waiting on the PC to be played.
There you go.
But and on the PC, man, it just even more gorgeous. Like it's just but it, it's the art style and everything doesn't make it so that it's like unplayable on the Switch after playing it on the PC.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that like it's like a roguelike. Um, yeah, it's just awesome. It is so good. um, so after trying that, I was inspired. I bought Bastion
Hmm. Right.
like long time ago, just because I'd heard so many good things about it. So I put an hour or so into that, and you can definitely see how Hades. Well, Bastion, for people who don't know, is made by the same company that made Hades. It was one of their first big breakout games.
Super giant, right?
Supergiant, yes.
Yeah.
And you can see a lot of things that they built on in Bastion that went into Hades. And you can also see that there's a lot of stuff that needs growing in Bastion, but
Right.
it's still, for how old it is and how what it is, it's pretty good. I recommend giving it a try. Like if you have it in one of your many, humble bundles or or anything like that, just fire it up. If you enjoy Hades, just give that a try. It's pretty damn good. I've also been putting a lot of time into a game on my phone. It's in the Apple Arcade, and it's called Mini Motorway.
Okay. Yep.
It basically you get a house and you get a destination, and then you got to draw roads, and then you just keep adding houses and destinations, and you got to control the traffic. It's become my new, like, while I'm mindlessly watching TV game. It's just it's perfect. It's great. It's the perfect game for that.
Very nice.
I also tried Knockout City, which is pretty darn good too. I'm playing that on the Switch, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely easy to play, hard to master type game.
Sure.
I nearly threw the towel in because I tried a couple matches and they were fun. I could tell I was definitely paired with like people the level I am. And then I had a match where like these guys just came in and decimated us. Like the meme of Ralph, like, stop it, he's dead. Like, it was just brutal. So, but you know what? It's free, Rob. You should give it a try somewhere, because it's free up until level 25, till you hit level 25. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice. Do you play with other people?
You do.
And no.
Then no. I thought of that as soon as I recommended it. I'm like, yeah, he's not going to try it. And then lastly, so I dug out my Super Mario All Stars game, plugged it in, because I'm like, you know what? I was turned off Super Mario Sunshine because the controls were making me mad. I'm like, you know what? I was thinking maybe I was just easily frustrated. I'll go back and try it again. Yeah, it's not the case. I figured I actually pinpointed what makes that game so hard for me. So you need to do precision platforming, okay? And when you land after doing a big jump, you actually skip a little bit. And it's like you can't like land and then like pull back, so he like, no, he always goes forward. I went through 7 men and 1 continue, and then I said F it, because I'm like, I'm going to throw my Switch, and then I'm going to be really sad. So then I'm like, I'll move on to Super Mario Galaxy.
Right.
And
that game's better.
That game's better.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Not on the Switch though.
Oh,
no.
Scandalous.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if I was playing it with like the Joy-Cons off on the TV, but I'm doing this in portable mode when I'm laying in bed, right?
Right.
So a lot of the time they force you to use the touch screen on your Switch, which, fine, but you got to use the touch screen and buttons, not one or the other.
Right.
you got to be like poke, tap, and it's yeah. So it was okay because it only happened a couple times. Then I hit a level where you have to to get the star at the end of the level. You use your star power to pull you towards stars.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a star in the middle of stars, and at each point on the star, you got to like pull yourself, and you're trying to get the star in the middle.
Yep.
And like it was just so convoluted and not just so unintuitive that I set effort to that too. So I packed up my 3D All Stars and I threw it out on my front lawn.
That's right.
So if you're looking for a copy of it, Rob, it's out there on my front lawn.
Stupid games.
So if I'm gonna play Mario Galaxy again, I will just play it on the Wii because it's just easier.
That's right. That's right. There's a reason to keep your Wii U plugged in.
Absolutely.
There
Absolutely.
you go.
And that's about it. That's about it.
Sorry, could you repeat those last 6? No, sorry. Was there 6? Yeah, there was 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Very good.
Yeah. What
So
have you been up to?
I played some games.
Yeah.
First off was one that just came out. Well, it was supposed to come out on Game Pass yesterday, but as of like 8 o'clock local time, it still wasn't unlocked. So I was playing a little bit of it today. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Oh.
Which is not to be confused with Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, or Dark Alliance 2, which I got confused with really quick.
Oh.
It's like they're separate games. This one is kind of like it's a third-person lock-on character. You pick one of 4 characters. There's like a dwarf barbarian type character, and a female archer, and a sprightly dark elf, and it follows all the rules of D&D. So they got strength and constitution, and you're doing this epic story to get this crystal or shard and it's a lot of fun. I downloaded on both the Series S and my 1S.
Oh.
And I've been playing it mostly on the 1S because it's a little dark for playing with the kids upstairs, and I've got the 1S hooked up to a monitor just down in the game cave here. But it plays really well in the 1S. I mean, there's load times and stuff like that, but it's been a lot of fun so far. It's
is it an RPG? Or is it
there are RPG elements, yeah, there's looting and stuff like that.
But is it more of a hack and slash, or?
Yes, but there are it is a game where you're controlling all the attacks and everything and moving around and dodging and dipping and stuff like that. So
okay,
it does have a lot of RPG elements to it. One part I think would drive you insane is the attacks are both on the right bumper, right trigger.
Oh,
and I know you love that. So
yeah. Well, in this big Epic Store sale, I picked up Immortals: Phoenix Rising for the PC. So we'll see.
Oh, nice.
We'll see how I adapt. We'll see
give it a try. That game it's all right. That game, it's pretty good. So yeah, not too far into it, obviously, because it just basically released today. But enjoying the time with it so far.
Awesome.
And it's on Game Pass, which is all right. Another game I picked up on a Switch sale, which I haven't bought something on the Switch in a while. But I bought another beat 'em up called The Takeover. Oh. And it's one actually partially produced by, he's a Canadian YouTuber, Matt McMuscles. I'm sure a lot of people listening would know who he is. He was part of the Super Best Friends for a long time. He kind of branched off on his own. And he helped produce this beat 'em up, which actually has like a really cool art style, lots of combos. And I think after the credits I had, it was like $7. Oh. But it's a full featured beat 'em up type game. How would I describe the art style? It's not cel shaded, but it is like the colors are very saturated to kind of give it like a different look there. Okay. And it's a lot of fun. It's a beat 'em up.
Okay.
And after our Streets of Rage 4 playthrough, I was kind of looking for something else like that. So
Nice.
there you go, Takeover.
You know, I saw you playing that the other night, and I meant to ask you about it. I was like, the Takeover, and then I was busy, getting ready to throw my Switch after playing Mario, so I never.
And I'm done with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Very good. Another game I'm playing is you were talking about games that they're getting re-releases, and we spent a lot of time talking about that. I whipped out the Wii U before I took it downstairs. Played some Sonic Colors for the Wii.
Nice.
Which is just to see if it was going to be a game I picked up on the Switch. Spoiler, no.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. I just can't. The story's not. I mean, not that Sonic stories are terrific, but I had a hard time getting into it, and I don't know. It's one of those games where it wants you to go fast because it's a Sonic game, but you're basically just continuously bouncing off stuff because you're going fast. So then you go slow, and any Sonic game that's going between 2 and 3D that makes you go slow, you're just not having fun. So
right,
and it is one of the ones that people constantly say is like one of the good 3D ones. It's not as bad as Unleashed or or some of the new ones there, but I don't know. I want to try it. I've had it in the collection forever.
Right.
There it is.
Huh.
So then I played a game that I knew I'd like.
Yeah.
After the trailer there, and with the Series S, I wanted to see how it played. Forza Horizon 4. It's a horrible game. Don't play it.
Yeah, just dumb.
It was just stupid. Barely had any fun. Yeah, it was awesome. I've played this a lot on a PC, and I've got a gaming PC. It's a pretty good, like it's a Ryzen 5 3600, 5700 XT video card. It plays pretty good. The load times, whatever witchcraft they're doing on these new consoles, the load times for Horizon 4 on the Series S, which is not the high-end one, it's like half the time as it is on my PC.
And that's crazy because on the PC it was already like 4 times as fast.
Oh, it was
as
ridiculous.
As it is on the One S.
Oh yeah, like the One S, like and then you go to PC and you're like, oh, SSDs make everything faster, and then you play on one of these new consoles and you're like, that was ridiculous. So I put a couple hours in. I was grinding a whole bunch of different road races and stuff like that. I was just having a lot of fun, and plays amazing. It's Horizon 4. At this point, if you haven't played it, it's on Game Pass, and it's something that sounds remotely interesting. Go give it a try. There's so much content for it right now. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, that game, like, you know what? If you like your racers more techy, they have that in there. But if you like your racers a little more arcadey,
oh yeah,
they strike this awesome balance between the two.
You can spend an hour honestly just driving from one end of the island to the other, jumping off cliffs, and just not do one race. That's good.
Yeah,
I like it's Horizon 4.
Awesome.
1 thumb up.
I'll give it 1 too.
Yay!
And that's it. That's
it. That's a lot of games for me, man.
That is.
And I played some Borderlands, but no one cares. That's I'm not even going to mention it. So,
like, if it's on the assumption list, like where just you assume that I've played some at this point now some Apex Legends and No Man's Sky during this period.
Yep. And Rob probably played some Borderlands.
Yeah,
those are both true. Games.
Well, that was a action-packed episode, Rob. But I think we can bring this train back into the station as you practice your tiger crouch there.
Kung Fu.
Tiger stance.
That's right.
Well, thank you everyone for watching / listening. We appreciate it. If you want to contact us, you can send us an email at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can send us questions, comments, whatever.
Recipes.
Recipes. Oh, yeah.
We both like to eat.
Yeah. If you got like some good crock pot recipes. Ooh.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah. Some slow cooker stuff. Oh, yeah. And if you want to check out some more of our content, we have thegrumpyoldgamers.com. That's where we post all of our original stuff. And but honestly, the Facebook page is where most of the action happens. So on Facebook, just search The Grumpy Old Gamers. You'll find us. And other than that, we will see you next week for episode 91. See ya.
Good night.